G'day guys, it's Kempy here, CEO of Queensland Solar and Lighting. What you may or may not be aware of is the state is buzzing, Queensland is buzzing because of the recent deployment of the battery booster program. That's right, Queensland government has announced some boosters, some more boosters for you all to get. And are these ones as dangerous as the other boosters? Potentially, yes, they could be. They're definitely... Are these ones safe and effective also? Well, it's proven that some are, like your Tesla Powerwall, but there are a lot of cheaper batteries out there on the market as well that are allowed to be included in as part of the battery booster program. So basically what I mean is you'll get a rebate whether you buy the Rolls Royce, which is a Tesla Powerwall 2, which is the only one I would buy, or if you put in like a Fronius Gen 24, match it with a BYD battery. That's it. Those two look pretty damn good. As for the reports coming from the cheaper end of the scale that invited to participate and get a rebate for in that battery booster program, maybe not so safe and maybe not so effective. But anyway, you're allowed to do it, and hey, if they said that we can do it, it must be safe and effective. We've all been fooled once or twice, you know, with that one before. But just what I'm saying is, don't get too caught out. It's not a race to the bottom, you know. Like there is consequences if you do go too cheap. So use your incentive wisely if you are out there and you do want a battery, solar battery, to upgrade your existing system, because the Tesla Powerwall, you know, I was critical because of the first one that come out, and then the two's been out just for that long, and it's honestly appears to be good, and I'm a battery skeptic, you know what I mean? I like to go slow and steady when it comes to things that haven't been proved to be neither safe nor effective, even though we've told that. Let's get into it. So this is a video that just dropped yesterday on Monday the 12th. Let's see what it's all about.
The Queensland Government's Battery Booster program is open for eligible households across Queensland. Eligible householders have the opportunity to apply for a rebate of up to $4,000.
Who is this guy? Paul Martin, Director General, Department of Energy and Climate. Hear how he speaks? Like he's saving the world.
Eligible householders have the opportunity to apply for a rebate of up to $4,000 towards the installation of an approved solar battery.
Okay, so there it is again, that fancy technical phrase, approved solar battery. Doesn't have to be a good one. Doesn't have to be the most effective one, the safest one, the ones that have been around the longest with runs on the board. Just has to be an approved solar battery. So for us in the industry, we look at this and we cut through that, and I'm telling you, beware. Just because something's approved doesn't mean you go out and jump on it, okay?
By an approved installer.
Approved installer. Well, we'll get to that later. Does that mean anything? Does that mean safe and effective, you know?
To use with a new or existing rooftop solar system that is 5 kilowatts or greater. All information about the program is on the Queensland Government's Battery Booster website. On this website, you can find lists of approved installers and approved battery systems.
There he goes with his buzzwords, approved everywhere. Is this guy, should he be able to be held accountable for any mishaps that happen in the scheme? Just the way he speaks is a bit... He doesn't talk like that down the... Surely that's not his normal voice, you know what I mean? You just got to be a bit skeptical of these people, you know?
Please be sure to check these lists and eligibility requirements before getting a quote on your new battery system.
Well, that's a bit different because no one's going to give you a quote for it, including the rebate. including the rebate in the quote when they can't actually access it themselves. It's the same as us with the STC rebate when we sell solar panels. Everyone it wouldn't be feasible for us to install it without getting it. So that's just making people panic and just overreact for nothing.
There are a limited number of rebates available, and conditional approval is required as the first step. The full application process is on the website, so you can look this up.
Yeah, so they have made it a bit, made out to look like they're doing something behind the scenes. We've been invited to go and apply for this scheme as a solar installer, and then they, do their checks on their end, whatever that is. That's checks, CHECKS. No, I'm just joking, but, yeah. So, and then, only the ones who applied and passed their checks were able to install this stuff.
Importantly, safety is a priority of the program, and that's why the government aims to inspect all systems installed under the program to ensure compliance with the relevant standards.
So this is the best thing that this dude's ever done. He's a good dude because, there's been some errors around Australia with installing solar batteries, fires, manufacturers saying, yeah, it's broken, but hey, it's because the installer installed it wrong. Customers sitting there going, well, this cost me $10,000, $15,000. Where am I in all this? Blame game everywhere. So if this dude that you see right here on the screen, if he manages to pull off what he's implying here, genius in my book.
The Queensland Government is supporting renewable and sustainable energy through this program to help maximise the energy from home solar panels and, importantly, reduce household energy bills.
Yes, especially now with the way that they're all changing how everyone's built in Queensland, in the Energex area. Time of use, batteries will be able to take some strain off that peak demand charges that everyone's getting. And he's said that he's going to go around and inspect them all, which is very, very good. Which is definitely needed. So if you're going to roll out a scheme like this, let's just hope that that end of the bargain has been deployed. I'm sure they're going to give it a go. You can't half give something like that a go because that's usually delegated out to contractors who know what they're doing, and their butts are on the line if they don't get it right. So incentives around all to do it properly and everything, but it's just the product that you can install it all correctly and everything, but if you've installed a poor product that's cheap and inferior and it only lasts a little bit and then the manufacturer runs out of town, well, the battery booster seems to be a very bad booster program that you took part in, so you don't want to get caught out. But yeah, he's pretty much said everything there, and that's great. So let's go on to here. The website, they've been updating this all today, all yesterday. It's like I said, they announced it a couple of months ago. It's in full swing now. And they've been updating this 46 minutes ago when I last checked. So let's go through this. 2,000, what is it? 2,000 Queenslanders to get up to $4,000 for bill-busting home batteries. All right. And annual income of less. So if you have an annual income in the house of the two breadwinners, 66 there, I think, or must be household income. So who knows? But 66,000, which isn't much. They're eligible for the higher rebate of $4,000. I believe you can get a cheap battery for around, don't know. With these things, like they've done in Victoria, they can inflate the prices, So automatically, because there's a rebate in town, your $4,000 doesn't go as far as it did towards a battery last week. Because then all the installers put their price up $2,000 of it, and only ask Victoria what happened. With their solar rebate. So that's generally what happens. But Yeah, so the thing is, the people on the less amount of money, they probably have the least amount of money to spend, but then they get $4,000 to go and buy a cheap $8,000 battery that they then get for $4 or $5,000 after the rebate. And then they get caught out with the inferior product. Now, I believe if you both earn kind of pretty good money, $180,000 a year, you'll be able to get the $3,000, something like that. There's only 2,000 eligible households. It's a few, but and we got a few leads come in. I've told people Tesla Powerwall, or we're not doing it, or the Fronius, and that usually means reconfiguring their whole system and buying a new Fronius inverter, because it's a DC coupled setup rather than AC couple. So it is interesting. It's like the Powerwall can just be installed into a house without a solar system, right? But they don't qualify, because you need to have at least 5 kilowatts of panels or an inverter. I'm not sure what it says there, but yeah, we'll get on into it. There's your approved install list. So there's a big list of here improved installers, and then this is your battery list, all approved. Like I said, goes from cheap to expensive, or that might be in alphabetical order. I'm not sure, but there's a lot of batteries, and many of them I don't know of. Sungrow obviously do. SYL, never heard of it. Tesla, we all know that one. That's a lot of battery models there, and we'll get into. As you can see, there's a lot, so don't get too caught out. And then as it comes to installers, there seems to be Tom, Dick, and Harry, Sophia, and Igor. Everyone's doing it. So there's 205 of them, which is quite a lot. Like I said, only 2,000 batteries to actually go in any houses. So this is the removed installer list, and this is where the naughty boys go on the naughty boy list, and hopefully we won't see anyone on that list, but they're going to say that they're going to go out and inspect it, and then they're going to throw them on this list here, and they're no longer eligible to participate in that. So that'll be interesting too. Yeah, so they're doing the right thing. They've got it all set up properly. So yeah, and then it tells you how we can go about applying. We can still apply for it if we're interested, solar companies and installers. So it's still there, and it's an interesting thing, and we're keen to see it play out. We'll update the page as we hear more and more about it. But yeah, don't get caught out. Do your research. I hope this has helped you somewhat, and good luck, guys. Good luck with your boosters.